Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Real or Rumor. And Cheryl, I'm going to change the show up just a little bit. We're going to talk sports.
What?
Yeah.
What do we know about sports,
because
right?
We're girls.
We know a lot
about sports.
No, we do.
We do.
I do
Your
too.
dad learned that the hard way.
Yes, he did.
Yes, we were just talking about that. But no, specifically, of course, I'm kind of in soccer mode, and so I wanted to just mention I got Lainey I bought Lainey some new goalie gloves.
I saw them on Facebook.
Now, see, in my mind, I'm thinking gloves are gloves, right?
Yeah.
They're just gloves.
Yeah.
Well, normally we would just kind of go get them at, can I say Sports Authority? Okay. We would just go to a sports
or someplace
place and get the gloves
Sure.
that are there and move on. Well, we were at a tournament and they had a booth there that was specifically for goalies, and of course I'm listening to the salesperson and they sucked me in, and he was great. And so I bought the gloves they had. It is amazing. I mean, even Lainey mentioned, she says, these are so different, but just her ability to be able to stop a ball and catch a ball and just the way it feels in her hands.
So she noticed it right away.
She noticed it like that.
Yeah.
She says, these are crazy different. And I said, well, is this bad? We don't want them if they're bad. And she's like, no, they're way better.
Good.
I'm like, okay. But, I mean, we were kind of talking a little bit before this about how just the technology over the last just a few years.
I know.
How
It's
things are
incredible.
changing with sports equipment and protective equipment too, being able to do things. But just something as simple as goalie gloves, you wouldn't think that the way they stitch it or the material it's made of
But all of
would
that
make
makes a
any difference
difference.
whatsoever.
Yes.
But it really does.
Yes.
And so I'm glad that people are coming up with new safety measures for and equipment that's out there, and I know they'll continue to do that. But I had to mention one thing, and it's kind of weird about these gloves. Supposedly, and we haven't had a rainy day yet, supposedly they're made out of this material that if it's raining, so like the gloves get wet, that the palms of them get mushy. He said they're like marshmallow, so that when the ball comes in, it actually absorbs that and kind of sucks around the ball. So even if you're not able to grip it, the gloves grip it.
Wow. Interesting.
That's what sold me, marshmallows.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll take them.
I'm like, okay, great, marshmallows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was completely fascinated by that. So now we're just waiting for a game that doesn't get rained out, that we can see if these marshmallowy gloves actually work.
I can think of two things those gloves couldn't do.
What?
Stop those 2 wasp stings she got on her knee.
Yeah, she had 2. Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Middle of a game, got stung twice in her knee, it's swollen up, and yeah, she hung in there. She hung in there. I know. Well, she was. What was funny is I think she was trying not to mess the gloves up because it was her first game.
Take it in the knee,
I was
Lainey.
like, it's okay. They're just gloves. But anyway, she hung in there. But
well, good.
So I'm like, we'll just see. And thanks to all those designers and folks that are out there making our players safer and play better.
Very good.
It makes a difference.
Very good. It does. Sounds like it does.
Oh yeah.
Well, very good.
Okay, so that's the sports talk for today.
Yeah. We're done with that.
All right, so now we'll go back to stuff we still don't know anything about.
Well, we do, because it's on the card.
That's right. We have the notes, yes. Okay.
All right, so we are going to get back to our real or rumor here.
All right.
The rumor today is vapor lounges are allowed in Greeley.
Okay.
And first of all, what is a vapor lounge?
Okay, so see, that's where I start too, is like, what is a vapor lounge? I mean, I don't even know where to go with that. But of course, many of you probably remember that that smoking was banned in restaurants and public places several years ago. E-cigarettes and what they call vapor lounges have emerged since then
that time,
as an alternative to tobacco smoking. Okay, and has become kind of a social setting for using those devices.
Right.
But those things didn't really, I guess I want to say, exist when the smoking
ban went
were
into
put into place.
Sure.
Right.
So this is a confusing topic, right?
Yes.
But that's why we're doing it.
Right.
Because we're confused, but we're hoping to help.
We're very confused.
Get us all square on this.
Right.
As an alternate to cigarette and cigar smoking, then are these establishments legal?
No, that's the rumor part of
Okay.
it. Okay. So city code, we'll go into the technical side of it. City
Sure.
code disallows smoking based on the intent to protect public health. I mean, that's kind of where all of that came from, was
point.
trying to protect folks from secondhand smoke, I think
Sure, and
specifically.
those harmful effects, sure.
Right. So Greeley's smoking ban began with a resident petition that was in 2003.
Right.
And which passed overwhelmingly by voters. And of course, this became the basis for city regulations. But those rules, again, did not take into consideration the e-cigarettes.
Okay.
So here's what I know about e-cigarettes. Not a smoker myself, so I learned all kinds of new things from this. E-cigarettes are not lit by a flame. So typically, you use a cigarette and you light your flame. But they operate by battery.
And just kind of simulate the act of smoking.
Right. But typically the instruments still contain nicotine, and they're still being watched really closely by health organizations who still feel like that secondhand smoke and the things that are coming from these e-cigarettes is still not safe for the public.
Still lots of scrutiny over
Right,
them.
lots of scrutiny on
All
that.
right.
Still some health concerns with the emissions. So that's secondhand smoke. Many communities have banned the use, and Greeley, of course, is considering that. And so they've looked at this at several different council meetings in October.
Yes.
And so that's something that they're looking at.
Okay.
And trying to decide whether this is going to be allowed or not. And by the time this airs, that decision obviously may have well been made.
So at this point, everything's kind of sort of in a holding pattern, I suppose, while staff sort of researches and does some more.
Because it's so new.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
It has been there for a while, but just like anything, when you set up a new rule, this other kind of thing comes in, you're like,
just
okay,
some
what
time
about
to
that?
research then, and then they'll be coming back to council.
Yeah.
So if folks out there want to kind of keep tabs on this subject, how would they do that?
Okay, so we have the perfect tool for you, and you're halfway there. You can obviously watch city council meetings right here on GTV8, as they're doing now.
Sure.
Or you can do watch it live and on demand on your computers. So if you go to greeley.gov/GTV8live, and what that will give you is an option to pick that topic within a council meeting, a regular city council meeting, and then you can listen in and find out what the discussion is and kind of pros and cons and what what council is discussing on that. So that's all right there. You can do that live, or you can do it when it's convenient for you and you want to watch it, which is kind of nice. So GTV8 Live.
Perfect. So we're going to just watch this thing unfold just along with everybody else.
That's right. Making history.
Yeah. Very good.
Like everybody else.
Very good. Well, I think it is important to keep an eye on it. It is something that wasn't taken into consideration 11, 12 years ago. So good idea to look at it and see what we'll do next with it.
Got to keep our council busy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, good information. Thanks for trying to clarify that for all of us.
Yeah, we're trying. I'm sure there's so many things that we didn't cover.
Probably still, but
it's the basics.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, that is going to do it for this edition of Real or Rumor. As always, you can watch repeat editions right here on GTV8 or catch us on YouTube, because who wouldn't want to, right?
That's right.
For now, I'm Cheryl Aragon.
And I'm Amy Freeland. We'll see you then.